Zelda's legacy. I want you to know some aggravating news, I guess would be the best way to put it. We have been invaded. And what we've been invaded by is Japanese beetles. You've probably been hearing some about it if you do any gardening at all. See if I can get the light right. Those little boogers right there are Japanese beetles. Now, last night I came out here and just knocked a mess of them off into here. We have a trap that is catching some of them, but it's not getting them all, which you can see, and they just absolutely destroy crops. So what I'm going to do right now is go empty the trap, and then I will come back to this with a small bucket like this and do that all over again. I watched a fella on a YouTube video, and he had this rescue brand Japanese beetle trap, and I can definitely agree with him that that is the deal, but it is getting so full that some are actually being able to fly out. In general, they fly in and they don't seem to fly straight up very well, so once they get in there they can't crawl out because it's too slick. I believe I'll continue this discussion after I've emptied it. What I saw with him was that he emptied it, it unzips at the bottom, he emptied it, and a lot of them were flying away before he could get them into the bucket. Now when you put them in water, you want to add some soap to it. The dish soap apparently is not happy for them. So instead of just opening this and having some fly away, I thought I would add some water with some dish soap. I'm going to set you up here where you can watch, and I'm going to try to get the bottom of that down there and unzip it right over the, oh, there's one on top, right over the bucket so that they're going in. I don't have any idea how many hundreds of them I have in there, but this is, oh, just a few days. I don't remember what day we put this out, but it was just 3 or 4 days ago at most. We did get a bumblebee in there by accident. I was able to stick a long wooden spoon handle down in there. That is nasty. I believe I will rinse that out before rehanging it. But they were going to feed them to their chickens, so they may have not put the dish soap in there. I believe if I was going to feed them to the chickens, I would put that in hot water, because the hot water did seem to kill them pretty quick last night. But with that swirling around, I think everybody's got some soap. I don't think anybody else is going to fly out of there. I would surmise the dish soap takes a little bit longer to kill them. But the idea of this trap is they can't climb up the slick sides of it. And this chute up here is also slick enough that they can't climb up it. Right in here is some lure that has some of the pheromones. Well, we tried making some of them like you see online, some of the plans where you put together a mess of bananas and water with yeast in it, you know, ferment the yeast, a little bit of yeast, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of warm water, and then add the bananas. And it's supposed to make this wonderfully fruity smell that's going to attract them without having the pheromones that will attract them from the next county. Well, we tried that. We had it out for 3 or 4 days, and the only thing that we caught in there was a dear little wren. You would not think about a wren going down into a milk jug, but apparently that smell of bananas spoiling in there was tempting to that little wren. And so we lost a wren that way. Now, obviously, we know that the wildlife out here, some of it we're going to lose, some of it's going to become nuisance and have to be dealt with, all that kind of thing. But we decided that if we ever were building another one with the milk jug idea, we were going to have to put the lid on and just have it perforated enough that with big enough holes that these bugs could get through, but not our sweet little wrens. The wrens and the swallows and all those things that eat the bugs that we don't want, the harmful bugs, we'd just as soon leave them happy and healthy. So at any rate, when we went into our hardware store for some other purposes, we checked to see what they had. Did they have the... And we hadn't caught any Japanese beetles in there at all. Hadn't even seen any crawling around over there. So we thought, okay, we'll try getting some of the lure. And when we checked at our local store, right there I have more of them on my fingers that are wanting in. So I'm going to set this phone back over here and go ahead and zip this shut, dirty as it is. I guess they'll go in anyway. So we went to our local hardware store. Shameless plug for Bedford Building Supply. Vic does a great job. Took over after his mom passed away. Oh my, there's still some dead ones down in there. Guess I'll turn it inside out a little bit and see if I can get them out. At any rate, he did not have the lure by itself. He thought he'd had it, but he couldn't find any of it there. But he did have this and another brand of traps. Well, since we had seen this used by someone on a video that had had great success with it, we thought we would go this route. So, of course, I'm getting bugs back up in the fold that I just made, but hopefully I'll get most of that out. I think that is bug dirt. They don't use toilet paper because they don't have hands, as my granddaughter once said. So, anyway, we went with this one. It is Rescue brand Japanese beetle trap, and it seems to be doing a fantastic job. So, I will put it back together, hang it back up, maybe not in that order, and then I will get some more water in my little bucket, and we'll go over and flick those off of the leaves that I'm finding there right now, so that I'm actually battling it both directions. Anything that'll come get caught in the trap is more than welcome to. We had it right on the edge of the garden and decided that we needed to move it further away to try to draw them away from it. They suggest 30 feet away, but we were afraid that the silly bugs wouldn't find it. So, there you go. Rescue brand Japanese beetle trap. We would approve of it here at Azelda's Legacy. Bye-bye and God bless.